Bonjour et bienvenue à notre podcast Learn French with Alexa. This is episode number 8, épisode numéro 8, where I will read a short passage in French based on a fun fact about me, Alexa Polidoro. You might be bored with me by now. Well, I don't want to know about you. It's fair enough, to be fair, but I needed content. You know what they say, write what you know. And I know me quite well, though sometimes I have doubts. Anyways, so we are going to read a passage. This is a slightly higher level, I would say A1/A2, more A2. We're going to focus on negations here, but also focus on infinitive verbs. So you may say, well, I don't know what infinitive verbs are, Alexa. That's okay, because I'm about to teach you. And again, this is based on lesson 10 and 12 of my complete French course. If you're not aware of what it is, it's a certified course that I created a few years ago, bought by hundreds of thousands of people already, and teaching you French from A1 to C2 level. Here we go. Let's have a look at the first reading. Écoutez attentivement. And I'll give you a question in a minute. It's all about mon travail, my job. Okay, mon travail. Okay, listen very carefully. Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non, il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs, surtout du côté de ma mère. Mes tantes, mes cousines, mes nièces sont coiffeuses. Moi, je déteste aller au salon de coiffure et je ne sais pas couper les cheveux des gens non plus. En fait, je me coupe les cheveux moi-même. C'est en Angleterre, où je suis arrivée il y a 34 ans, que j'ai trouvé ma vraie passion, enseigner. J'adore pouvoir partager ma langue avec les gens et leur faire découvrir mon pays. J'aime aussi aider mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. Échanger avec eux me donne des opportunités uniques de rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. Okay, so this text was slightly longer than usual, but I think it's a very good text in terms of negations, in terms of infinitive verbs, and structure. Now, I'm going to ask you a question now. Okay, did you manage to hear this? Quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? So that's the first question. Quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? Now, with métier, we could have said quel est le travail, la profession de mes tantes, cousines et nièces. Now, can you answer this question? So, what is le métier? What is la profession? What is le travail? It's a job, isn't it? So what is it I'm asking you? Quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? That's right. I'm asking you, what is the job of my aunties, cousins, and nieces? Weird that you may think, well, okay, it's obviously the same job, but what is it? Okay. Listen carefully for the second time now and answer this question. Quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? Écoutez attentivement. Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non, il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs, surtout du côté de ma mère. Mes tantes, mes cousines, mes nièces sont coiffeuses. Moi, je déteste aller au salon de coiffure et je ne sais pas couper les cheveux des gens non plus. En fait, je me coupe les cheveux moi-même. C'est en Angleterre, où je suis arrivée il y a 34 ans, que j'ai trouvé ma vraie passion, enseigner. J'adore pouvoir partager ma langue avec les gens et leur faire découvrir mon pays. J'aime aussi aider mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. Échanger avec eux me donne des opportunités uniques de rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. OK. Can you answer these questions? Quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? Did you hear the word? That's right. It's coiffeur. coiffeur. Coiffeur, that means hairdresser, okay? Now, coiffeur ou coiffeuse, you may have heard it, okay? So I use the word coiffeuse to refer to the job of mes tantes, mes cousines, and mes nièces, and not coiffeur, because coiffeuse is the feminine form of hairdresser. Coiffeur is the masculine form. Now listen to the beginning of this text. Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non, il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs, surtout du côté de ma mère. Mes tantes, mes cousines, mes nièces sont coiffeuses. Yeah? So we've got here, in my family, croyez-le ou non, believe it or not, croyez-le ou non, crois-le ou non, believe it or not, il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs. There is a lot of hairdressers. Okay? Il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs. I should have said il y a beaucoup de coiffeuses because they're all females, okay? Feminine, okay? Right, now we've read the text twice. I want to read it a third time, then a fourth time with translation. Now, the third time, can you answer this question? Pourquoi est-ce que j'aime enseigner? Enseigner is really hard to write and to pronounce even. Now, enseigner means to teach. Why is it that I like, or why do I like teaching? Okay, enseigner. Pourquoi est-ce que j'aime enseigner? So that's the second question. Now, while you're reading with me this article, or, listening to this article, try to see the answer to the first question, okay? What do my auntie and aunties and cousins and nieces do, as a job? Okay, quel est le métier de mes tantes, cousines et nièces? You'll hear it again, and that will be so much clearer. Listen for coiffeur and coiffeuse and coiffure, which means the hairdressing in general, like le salon de coiffure is a hair salon. Now, listen to the text and answer, pourquoi est-ce que j'aime enseigner? Why do I like to teach? Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non, il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs, surtout du côté de ma mère. Mes tantes, mes cousines, mes nièces sont coiffeuses. Moi, je déteste aller au salon de coiffure. Et je ne sais pas couper les cheveux des gens non plus. Et en fait, je me coupe les cheveux moi-même. C'est en Angleterre, où je suis arrivée il y a 34 ans, que j'ai trouvé ma vraie passion, enseigner. J'adore pouvoir partager ma langue avec les gens et leur faire découvrir mon pays. J'aime aussi aider mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. Échanger avec eux me donne des opportunités uniques de rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. So that should give you the answer to the second question. Pourquoi est-ce que j'aime enseigner? Now the answer is here. J'adore pouvoir partager ma langue avec les gens et leur faire découvrir mon pays. J'aime aussi aider mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. Échanger avec eux me donne des opportunités uniques de rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. So, we've got different answers to that question. It could be, for example, j'adore partager ma langue. I love to share my language. It could be, j'aime aussi aider mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. I love to help people, my students, to explore their potential. Échanger, an exchange with them, avec eux, me donne des opportunités uniques de rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. So the fact that I'm exchanging with my students gives me unique opportunities to meet new people. So that's the answer. It could be anything, any of these, okay, for example. And here's my question to you guys. Quel est votre métier? What is your job? Quel est votre métier? Et pourquoi vous aimez ce métier? And why do you like this job? Et pourquoi vous le détestez, maybe, and why you don't like it, As I said, we are covering lesson 10 and 12 of the course CFC, Complete French Course. We're focusing on negation, which we are going to read now and read through the text to spot the negation. And as a matter of fact, let's hear it from our sponsor. If you're enjoying learning French with me and would like to go even further, my certified Complete French course brings everything together in one place. You'll have lessons, quizzes, and support guides to help you reach your goals, and it's all taught by me. Use code ALEXAPOD for 15% off. Okay, so you've noticed that my sponsor is me, myself and I. That always amuses me that I sponsor my own podcast, which is very funny. If you wish to sponsor Learn French with Alexa podcast, please contact us at support@learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Anyways, here we go. Let's have a look at the full text translation and focus on negations. Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non. So that's a funny one here. Believe it or not. In my family, believe it or not. See how we say not? We say non. Okay. Dans ma famille, croyez-le ou non. Believe it or not. Croyez-le ou non. Okay. Il y a beaucoup de coiffeurs. There is a lot of coiffeurs. And we don't say il y a beaucoup coiffeurs. We don't say that. And we don't say il y a beaucoup des coiffeurs. So, beaucoup de. There's a lot of hairdressers. Surtout du côté de ma mère. Especially on my mother's side. Mes tantes, my aunties. Mes cousines, my cousin. And that's lady cousin because we are adding an E at the end, yeah? Mes nièces, that's my nieces, okay? Not nephew, which is neveu. Sont coiffeuses. They are hairdressers, you know. And we say coiffeuses, ses, because we're referring not only to the fact that they are all feminine, but also plural. We are talking about the plural, so we've added an S to coiffeuse. Moi, je déteste aller au salon. So here, I detest to go. Okay. I hate going. Okay. But in French, we use the infinitive aller, to go. Now, I touched on the infinitive earlier on. What is an infinitive verb? Well, it is a verb that has not been touched yet or conjugated. For example, marcher, to walk, or aller, to go. However, when conjugated, and let's take aller for an example because it's a highly irregular verb, though it's an ER verb, but it's highly irregular. When you're going to conjugate it in English, it's easy. To go becomes I go, you go, he goes. That's the slight difficulty. However, in French, the infinitive is conjugated and changes a lot. So, aller becomes je vais, I go. Here, we've conjugated the infinitive aller, to go. You see what we've done? Tu vas, il va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont, and so on. So bear in mind of the use of the infinitive, okay, all the time, because there is plenty in this text. Je déteste aller, I hate going, or to go. To the salon de coiffure, to the hair salon. But that's personal to me. That's another fun fact about me. Et je ne sais pas couper les cheveux. And I do not know. So here is an example of a negation. Je ne sais pas. Je sais means I know, but add ne before the verb and pas afterwards, it becomes not. So I do not know. Je ne sais pas. Okay? Je ne sais pas couper. Here's an infinitive. I do not know how to cut hair. Couper. ER. The fact that couper has an ER ending means that it is in its infinitive form, okay, which means that it has not been conjugated, such as couper in a present tense becomes je coupe, and then nous coupons, for example, vous coupez. So that's quite different. Je ne sais pas couper les cheveux. I don't know how to cut hair. Des gens, of people. Non plus. Neither. Okay, so here's another negation. Je ne sais pas couper les cheveux des gens non plus. Neither. Non plus. Okay. Now, plus, as we noticed in episode number 7, is a very versatile little word and can be used for superlatives, for negations can be used for comparatives. So bear in mind of how to use plus and plus. It's a funny little thing that she says. En fait, je me coupe les cheveux moi-même. I cut my own hair. Je me coupe, so se couper, reflexive. Les cheveux, my hair, or the hair, myself, moi-même. So here we've got like two pronominal, reflection is not only do I say je me coupe what? Les cheveux, moi-même, myself. Okay? And it's a fact, by the way. So once in a while, every 4 weeks, I will look at myself in the mirror and I will think, it is time. Alexa, it's time. Get the pair of scissors, which I cut the cat's hair with as well, by the way. So the pair of scissors serves two purposes, my own hair and the cat's hair, who is just happened to have long hair. By the way, I wash my pair of scissors, of course, in between because hygiene and everything. But it's a good pair of scissors, that. Anyway, so I lift my hair up, and in front of the mirror, have you ever tried to cut your hair in front of the mirror? Well, it's odd because, of course, the angle is wrong. So it takes my brain a while to get used to it. So the first time I cut, it's completely wrong, and then I get used to it. And so I cut it properly. Anyway, I'm sure you wanted to hear the story of me cutting my own hair. It's so fascinating. Not. Anyways, so I carry on. C'est en Angleterre. So I start about talking about mon travail, my job. It is in England, où je suis arrivée, where I arrived. And again, here we've got, that's not the main focus of the lesson, but we say je suis arrivée, not j'ai arrivé. Because arriver is a verb that is conjugated with the auxiliary to be in a passé composé. So I arrived. I know that technically said I am arrived, but it arrived, arrivé. It's a movement verb and we need to use it with to be. Il y a 34 ans. Now, when you say il y a, it means there is or there are 34 years, which means 34 years ago. And that's the way you say ago. So you say, I arrived 2 weeks ago. Je suis arrivé il y a 2 semaines, for example. He contacted me 48 hours ago. Il m'a contacté il y a 48 heures. See what we've done? Don't try to translate ago at the end of the sentence. It doesn't work in French. Now, 34 ans. Donc, il y a 34 ans que j'ai trouvé ma vraie passion, that I have found my true passion. To be fair, I didn't know that I would become who I am. Enseigner, to teach, was my real passion. Though I was a waitress at Pizza Hut to start with in 1992, if you are interested in my life story. And then I started teaching children as well, but I also helped elderly people with their food and helping them go shopping. So I was working for Meals on Wheels for 2 years. So that was all of that before I realized that I could teach and I could make a business out of it. Now, fun fact, j'adore pouvoir partager ma langue. So one of the reasons I teach is because I love to be able to share. Now here we've got two infinitives, pouvoir and partager. Okay, so pouvoir is to be able to. Of course, when you conjugate it, when it's no longer in its infinitive form, it becomes je peux, tu peux, il peut, nous pouvons, and so on. Partager, to share, er, which means that it's a regular verb. The only er verb which is irregular is aller, to go. Okay, so bear that in mind. So if you see a verb with er at the end, it's a regular verb, which means that it's going to be quite easy to conjugate. And again, I teach you how to conjugate in great details in my complete French course at learnfrenchwithalexa.com. So here's the publicity. Now, j'adore pouvoir partager ma langue. I love to share my language with other people, avec les gens, with people, et leur faire découvrir mon pays. And to make them, leur is them, leur faire découvrir mon pays, and to make them discover, and to help them discover my country, mon pays. J'aime aussi aider. So here's another infinitive. J'aime aider. I like to help. To help is an infinitive. So j'aime aussi aider, aussi is as well. I like to help as well mes étudiants à explorer leur potentiel. To help them explore their full potential. Échanger avec eux. To exchange with them. Me donne des opportunités uniques. Gives me unique opportunities. De donne des opportunités de rencontrer. To meet. Again, here's another infinitive. New people, de nouvelles personnes. Okay? So here you've noticed as well that we have leur means them, but eux means them as well. So, to answer quickly the two questions, as I said, les métiers de mes tantes et cousines et nièces, elles sont, VA, elles sont coiffeuses. And why do I love teaching? It could be anything to, partager la beauté de ma langue, for example, échanger avec eux et aussi aider les étudiants à explorer leur potentiel would be the answer to the second question. So, here's my question to you. I've asked earlier, what is your job? Quel est votre métier? Et pourquoi vous aimez ce métier? Why do you love it? Et pourquoi vous le détestez? And why do you hate it? Okay? Not everybody likes their job, And leave a comment. I would love to hear about and read what you have to say. And any suggestions for this podcast, the way you would like to see it as well, drop us a line at support@learnfrenchwithalexa.com. That's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt. Bisous, bisous.